to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies. In April 2019, I visited 5 distilleries in Texas. I did a whole month of whiskey reviews in May 2019. And then I went back in September. I was in Texas for an entire week. And on the weekends, I visited distilleries mostly around the San Antonio area and around the Austin area. So from January through March 2020, I'm going to be sharing with you my visit to the distilleries, and we'll have some guests on. Now, the first distillery I visited, which is sort of down near the San Antonio area, in fact, in San Antonio, was Alamo Distillery. Now, Alamo Distillery is in the process of moving. Currently not open to the public. However, they were really hospitable to me and showed me around their production area and shared with me some of their whiskeys. They also produce an Alamo vodka made from 100% corn, naturally gluten-free, and it's distilled 6 times for that smooth flavor. They also produce a Catamore premium coffee liqueur made from beans that are fresh from the hills of Central America, and they are then roasted in Texas. And then they have the Alamo Bourbon, which I'll be reviewing in this video, crafted from select corn, barley, and a hint of rye. Each small batch of Alamo Black Label Bourbon is aged in brand new American oak barrels. It's bottled at 45% alcohol by volume, or 90 proof, and sells for about $21 here in the United States. So it's a really decent priced whiskey. So one of the challenges of starting up a new distillery is, while you're waiting for your whiskey to age, is you gotta have something else to sell, some other means of bringing in funds. Most distilleries will produce a vodka and not much else. Maybe they sell t-shirts or whatever else like that, but I really like that they're offering something different, which is a coffee liqueur, which is quite tasty. Now, let's get into this bourbon. Now, Texas is getting quite the reputation of having the ability to have a quick turnover in producing whiskeys because of the intense climate, the fluctuations between day and night temperatures, and the diurnal range throughout the year, so that they can produce a ready-to-drink bourbon in a shorter period of time. Now, let's take a look at the color of this. It is sort of a medium golden color. Don't know exactly how old this is. I believe it was around 2 years. I tasted another one of their bourbons, which I liked a lot more, but they hadn't bottled it yet, unfortunately. But this one does smell youthful. I get apple pie, a little bit of cinnamon. I get fresh oak. So if you've ever, say, perhaps taken wood shop or something like that, and you have a planer, and when you go across the wood, a peel of wood comes up through the planer. You get this, like this shaving of a wood. I get that. I took several years of wood shop in high school, and then I worked in a cabinet shop. This is decades ago, obviously, but I worked in a cabinet shop after that, so I have a lot of memories of this fresh smell of freshly cut wood. So I get a little bit of that as well. So it does smell really, really youthful, but it also has a lot of spice to it, both wood spice and that rye chicken in there. The wood spice, I get vanilla, cinnamon, cardamom. There's kind of an apple pie character to it. But there's also a little bit of black licorice as well coming from that rye. Some nice floral notes, some yellow flowers. A little bit of slight tropical notes, almost like a canned pineapple. Vanilla, lighter caramels. A little bit of pie crust. All right, on the palate. Now, the reputation of Texas whiskeys and bourbons because of other distilleries that are becoming more well known is people have this impression in their mind that they're going to be huge, high alcohol, intense, sort of a punch in the face whiskey. This one, you know, if I was tasting it blind, I wouldn't necessarily know that it's from Texas because it's not meeting what is sort of becoming a stereotype of Texas. So if you've had some Texas whiskeys that were, 61% alcohol by volume or just a punch, in the face of flavor, don't think that all Texas whiskeys are going to be the same. This one's lighter, not only in terms of ABV, lighter and in intensity. And I would say this is more spice driven than corn driven. When I think of, say, of Kentucky bourbons, you always get that candy corn, caramel corn, cream corn. There's all that strong corn note to it. This is more on the wood spice note. Cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, but there is some caramels in there. Now, I've had California bourbons that were disappointing. They were way too youthful. They were 2 or 3 years old. They should have been left to age for a few more years. California doesn't have the radical temperature that Texas does. They really are not well suited for releasing young bourbons. This, although youthful, doesn't come across the way some of the Texas bourbons that I've. Now I've had some very good California whiskeys and California bourbons. Don't want to stereotype all California, but I had a lot of disappointments in my home state of California. This, while youthful, it also comes across as fresh and spicy. The core notes are much more subdued in favor of wood spice notes. So if that's a style of bourbon you like, then I think you're going to like this. At $21, it doesn't break the bank. So I like it. What would I give it in terms of a score? I'm going to go 86 points. 86 points. I think it's a good value price bourbon, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they come down the pike, because there's one particular bottle that I tasted there was absolutely phenomenal, and that was the one I wanted. So what I'm hoping is that bottle that I tasted there at the distillery is really what they're aiming for. So, as I said before, they're not yet open to the public. Hopefully, in 2020, they will open up a new tasting room and you'll be able to visit them. So if you're ever in San Antonio, Texas, then you're going to want to check out Alamo Distilling Company. Now there is 2 more distilleries that I visited in the area, and I'll be reviewing those in my next upcoming videos. All right, that's about it for this video. If you subscribe to this channel, well, thank you very much. If you haven't yet subscribed, but you like watching my videos, I would greatly appreciate it if you were subscribed, and if you want to be notified of future uploads of videos or when I go live, you're going to want to ring that bell. All right, until next time, cheers. Hey, if you like my review, be sure to check out these other whiskey videos.